This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Potsy and Tino on the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pants Network brings to you as tag team champions of the world, the Potsy and Tino Show. That's right. It is Austin 316 Day. So, Tino and I have El Segundo's Broken Skull IPA. Sorry for it being right in your face, Tino. I'm going to let him try mine before he actually opens his, just because we have two of them here. But our theme song is always brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents.
99.
And just as a heads up, we're doing what we always do. As a heads up. But we're going to try this Broken Skull IPA.
Okay, somebody's in there.
Oh, someone's in the chat already? It's Chris Barrett. He says, "What's up, my glip glops?" I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But, Tino, like I said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try the Broken Skull IPA. I've had it before. You're not an IPA fan. It's one of the few IPAs I will actually drink. And I'm sitting here with my hand with a tens unit hooked up to it. Well, it
smells peachy.
So you might like it. You can drink it. It's one of the few IPAs I can actually drink.
I don't think I like that aftertaste. Broken Skull, Indiana Pale Ale, Steve Austin.
You want to go put that in the fridge then? You want to put it in the fridge so that way it's cold? So when I want to drink it? Since you're not going to drink it?
No, I'll drink it. Anyway. That is right. You probably drink it.
It won't be cold though. That's the point.
Dude, you're not going to baby that beer. That's ain't going to be gone. You'll be open to this one. Wow. Like a chain drinker. You know, like chain smokers where you're lighting the cigarette. Right.
Not true. But my tens unit has my fingers going.
What else is in here?
Oh, you're saying we got Michael Turner in the audience as well. He says, "Hi there, guys. What's up? Y'all need to watch Rick and Morty." Yeah, my glip glops. I get it. Broken Skull IPA is a great IPA. One of the few IPAs I'll drink. Chris Barrett, for once, I'll cheers you on that because I totally agree. It's one of the few IPAs I will drink.
I can get that taste out of my mouth.
I gotta get that taste out of my mouth. So, anyways, Tino, you know how the show starts.
Why is this?
What the fuck did you just do?
I didn't. It was like that when I went to open it.
Hold on. What did you do?
I didn't. I went to. It was like that before I went to open it. I don't know if you dropped it.
Well, I fixed it for you.
Oh, I could have opened it. I want to know what the fuck you did.
I didn't do shit.
It was like that one.
It's one of the last two of the Pepsi Zeros I got. So
make that shit blow up on me.
I think Tino did it just by using his mind powers. His mind games. You remember when they did that thing with Terry Crews where he's like, mind games.
I was thinking of the damn when they're trying to do like they did back when WrestleMania was in Hollywood a few years ago. Now they're trying to do it again, and they had Rhea
Ripley with the
So stupid.
Except, did you hear the voice?
It was Shawn Michaels.
No, it was John Cena.
John Cena. That's what I meant. It was John Cena. Yeah.
You said Shawn Michaels.
Whatever, because I got Shawn Michaels on the brain.
Because Shawn Michaels would be more like this. But anyways, Tino, we always start the show with a segment called "What's Up with You." Nothing happened with Tino this week.
I went to Hickory Saturday, but that's about it. Played
So talk about it. You always got a story, bro.
It wasn't. I mean, it was a slow night there. It wasn't a whole lot of people there.
Wasn't like anybody was gonna like bounce through the floor or nothing. Like
it was a slow night. I mean, we had a good time. You know, we played. And we had a good time, but it wasn't. Usually, I do have stories. The last story I had was the girl who was talking shit, and she dropped a taco on the floor as I was singing with her without you. And so she dropped her taco. And right till I got the
without taco.
No, I said, you dropped your taco. You know, and then I go, that's what you get. You drop. But it made it so funny the dude I was singing with harmonized. So we embarrassed her in harmony. It was fun. That's
yeah, the dude that you actually like just do the two guitars with.
Waba didn't go. I got another dude I play with.
Wait, what?
No, I got another dude I play with in Hickory. I got two different acts.
How many dudes do you got?
Just two. I got the one I've been playing there for years.
So you got Wawa.
I got Waba. He plays with me here.
Waba?
Waba.
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 I thought it was Wawa.
He's Egyptian. It's Waba. Wahba. So, and then I used to go, when I first started, I've been going to Hickory, God, since 2000, so about 20 years. So originally it was me and Chris, Overstreet,
Overstreet. I remember it was Secondhand Flapjack. Yeah.
Well, then when he left, I started playing with another dude up there named Chris Day. And so Chris Day and I have been playing up there going on 15 years together. So about 05, 06, we started playing there. So, yeah. So Chris Day is the one I play with when I go up there. We have a ball. But that's about it. Yeah, nothing exciting. Came home Sunday, what I did. Went to church. No, I missed church. So went to youth. And that's about it. And work. No shows this weekend. I'm most excited about getting up early tomorrow. What time is GameStop open? They open like 11.
I have no idea anymore, dude. Every GameStop's different on the weekends.
I'm gonna go and try to get the
WWE.
If they don't have it, I'll just go to Target.
I would just go to Target.
Yeah.
Like, don't waste your time. Like, I hate saying that because for those that know, Michael Turner's in the audience as well now. He hey Rob, I'm going to Fayetteville and see Comic-Con in April. Michael, I will be there. Hasn't been announced yet, but I will be there. I'll be one of the comic book guests. So
they open at 10. One near me, 10 to 9.
What did you look at?
GameStop Apex.
Oh, you actually looked at the GameStop website?
Well, I looked at this one.
Or did you look at Google for GameStop?
I Googled GameStop Apex, and it brings that up. Tells me the address and location. It says the hours.
So go to the website just to be certain. Because, dude, they changed their hours like we change our underwear. And I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
I hit website. I don't know if that's the one.
But yeah, Michael, I will be at Fayetteville Comic-Con, April 22nd, 23rd. They've got music. They even just announced a karaoke thing going on that they've got.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And you know, I know the guy that runs the show. If you actually want to,
yeah, it depends on if I already got something going on.
April 22nd, 23rd. But I typically have a place to stay up there. So
Fayetteville?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I mean, like, mine will be a hotel room.
Mine will be my aunt.
That doesn't sound fun.
That's one of my favorite aunts.
Well, even still, but you know, like a hotel room normally means I have a bottle of liquor with me.
Freestyle is fun, and I'm an adult. I can drink when I go there.
Well, sure.
And I have other friends down there. So.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, if I wanted to go, I wanted to pay for hotels.
I mean, they already have like a full concert going on. I would be trying to get you in so that
I know, but I wouldn't have to pay. I mean, I can still play. I just wouldn't have to pay for a hotel.
Well, you wouldn't have to pay for a hotel anyway. I'm telling you, you could actually crash with me if you wanted to.
I didn't know if you had other.
No, we both have fucking CPAP machines. It's not like we're both fat dudes, man. We both have CPAP machines. But anyways, no, so yeah, Michael. It hasn't officially been announced, but yes, I will be at Fayetteville Comic Con. It has, I guess, been approved that I will also be, dude, for the first time ever, I'm doing 2 conventions the same weekend.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
So they're both in Fayetteville?
No, they're both in Raleigh.
So it's the same place as 2 days in a row?
No, 2 different places in Raleigh.
All right, what you got?
So I am.
You said April 22nd.
Well, that April 22nd, 23rd is Fayetteville Comic Con. But in May, which we're talking Memorial Day weekend. So like 27th, 28th, 29th, whatever. There is Carolina Fear Fest.
Right.
Which is a show that I've been at the last 3 years.
But you're still practicing out to do that shit, man. Instead of October.
I agree to a degree. They get a good following. This year they actually have the chick from Ash versus Evil Dead.
Okay.
They've got a couple other. They've got one really big name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. No, not her. But they do have. I mean, they've got some good names going to it.
General taking play Wednesday Adams.
That would be nice. No. Stop. But they've got me with junior high horrors and Billy from the D Ward. So the 2 of us that work together on junior high horrors actually going to be at a booth. Although they approved me to go to Animazement, which is the first time I've ever been at Animazement, which is an anime conference. And
so how the fuck did you get that? You don't do anime.
I don't. So I got asked by them to do a drawing thing on like a live drawing session.
Is it anime or just what you do?
What I do. Because I was like, I don't draw anime. They were like, we don't care. Okay, I'll do it. Fuck it. Chris Barrett says Rob got a booth next to Ric Flair. Chris Barrett, I'm going to tell you right now. The second time I ever met Ric Flair, I'll tell this story real quick. Second time I ever met Ric Flair. Ric Flair was here for GalaxyCon.
All right.
And I went by all the wrestlers' tables, and I wanted to try to get podcast spots from all of them, right? Because I'll just ask them and see what they say. Most of them are like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. I'll give my voice for free. I just won't give a picture or whatever. Most of it, although now it's like, $25, I'll do it, whatever. Like Teddy Long. But Ric Flair's not at his booth. I'm like, where the fuck's Ric Flair? Right?
Set the bar.
So my buddy Matt, Matt, I sit there. Matt goes, hey fam, where are you at? And I'm like, well, I'm leaving the show. I'm going up to the bar because I'm bored. Like, I'll be here all day, so I'll sober up, whatever, but I'm going to go get a couple drinks, whatever. And he's like, all right, I'll meet you at the bar. Well, I get to the bar. Ric Flair's sitting at the bar. And I think I've told this story on the show like 7 times. But Ric Flair sits there and he's sitting there like hitting on the bartender. And I noticed that the seat next to him's empty. So I sit next to him. And I look at him and I go, hey, Nate, what you drinking? And he goes, Bloody Mary, brother. And I'm like, Bloody Mary? You literally have a clear glass with a little bit of red stuff at the top of it. And he goes, only way I drink them, brotber. I'm okay. And he goes, You offering? And I'm like, who the fuck's going to pass up the opportunity to buy a drink for Ric Flair? Even though Ric Flair should have had enough money to buy a drink for me, right? Should have. We all know. We've all seen the stories. We all know what the case is.
Shut up about Ric Flair, right?
So I bought him a drink.
Okay.
The bartender looks at me and goes, you sure you want to buy this old man a drink? And I'm like, yeah, I want to buy this old man a drink. Like, this fucking Nature Boy Ric
She
Flair.
didn't know who it was.
She's like, he won't stop hitting on me. And I'm like, so I do what any normal guy would do. Tell you what, just start hitting on me and it'll go away. She's like, oh, sure. And I'm like, or just get us the drinks and I'll sit there, piss him off enough to where he gets somebody leaves. And she's like, that sounds more likely, whatever. A drink in, someone else sits on the other side of them. They order him a drink. And she's sitting there going, am I even getting tipped? And I heard her say that.
Ric Flair's going to tip her.
It's not about Ric Flair tipping her at this point. It's about everybody else tipping her because Ric Flair's not going to tip her. Ric Flair doesn't think he's getting enough drinks.
Oh, shit.
Ric Flair's like, oh, I'm the Nature Boy. This chick doesn't. Woo! I can. Blah, blah, blah. Everything you've heard about who he was. Well, guess what? This was like 6 days before all of a sudden it was announced that he was in the hospital for dialysis.
Wow.
So this is probably the trip that made him sit there and go, I'm about to die. Like, literally.
Right.
Same weekend, by the way, as Jerry Lawler being told that Brian Christopher passed away. And I say that because I had just gotten back from San Diego where I met Jerry Lawler before he got on the same flight as me.
Okay.
But anyways, to your point, Chris Barrett, yeah, Ric Flair.
So what happened? You never finished the story. Did you tip the chick?
Oh, I tipped her.
Okay.
Dude, I'm the guy that sits there and like goes, yeah, all right, I'm gonna over tip just to make sure that like Ric Flair's not tipping ass is gonna be taken care of here. And I'm sure, because we know that the WWE listens to our show, we're gonna get a text message or an email.
Hey, with me, I said not a goddamn thing.
We're gonna get an email for the show that sits there and says, hey, that never happened. Regardless. So nothing really happened with you last weekend?
No, not now until you give me a fucking cease and desist letter.
So,
Fucking bastard.
so last thing I'll say about what happened with me is, obviously we're getting ready to plan for our WrestleMania weekend. Not sure, like,
We got to figure it out.
I anticipate we'll get a couple guys together for one night.
Let's do it Sunday. Like I said, I mean, if you want to do it Saturday, cool. I said do it Sunday.
No, I'm cool. Like, if it's just you and me Sunday, that's cool. Like, a bunch of the other guys are already saying Saturday just because it means that they can sleep in on Sunday and do whatever. Like, I
work from home.
and me too. So I really don't mind. But Tino saw me when I was hanging out earlier tonight and heard that my comic story, Zor, that I've been working on.
Did you say that now?
I did not really, but I just did. The one that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks or so, I've gone ahead and started the third issue, the final issue, and I would say I'm anywhere from a third to halfway done. And the reason why I say that is because I asked the artist, Michael Adams, I asked him earlier tonight, I said, are you...
That's funny. That's my boss's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I asked him earlier, I was like, are you okay with me going to 32 pages on the final issue and just doing like extra sized book, because normally comics are 20 pages. And he's like, oh yeah, totally. I'm like, sweet. Because the second issue, I kind of felt, I'm not going to say it was a letdown. It has a really good ending, right? Like you're like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was sitting there going, I kept it to like 22 pages. I kept it to like normal sized, and I was like, I just kind of felt like it's the second issue of a comic book. And I don't like that. Like, I like every issue being like its own full story, but yet,
You
like,
gotta have some kind of, I don't say cliffhanger, but some.
oh, there
kind
was
of
a cliffhanger.
like a continuity between them.
Oh, it totally makes the whole story flow. It's just when you're talking about a full story, there's always a lull at some point, you know? And it's the lull. And I don't like that it's the lull. So I made sure that the cliffhanger is like the oh shit cliffhanger. When you're talking for a, you know, all ages book, like a oh shit moment is like that's deep. You know, like,
But you don't want to make it too deep to go over the kid's age head.
well, and that's
if it's all ages, you know.
that's why I left it up to the artist as to how he portrays that last scene, because originally I made it like a full stabbing to where the one character looks like he's dying, and I'm like, you know, like a 12-year-old kid might not like that, you know. So I gave him the option: you could do this, you could do this, you know, like just obviously we need to be dramatic. You know, and then of course the third issue like opens it up again, and you're like, oh, thank you, you know.
Kind of like Poker Face this season. I'm like, willed her ass back in. Sorry.
There wasn't another episode today, was there?
Nope.
Yeah,
you
it's
were
the
right.
end of the season.
I was like,
yeah, okay.
And if they cancel it, don't come back, I'm be highly, highly pissed. Of course, she's got another one I'm watching. It's called Russian Doll. It's on Netflix, and it's pretty much
It's the same girl.
It's like Groundhog's Day. So on her 36th birthday, she dies, and so she has to every day. I think she's trying to figure. I haven't started watching it, but I think she's got to try to figure out why she died. So it's a birthday, and she birthday, then she dies. So she wakes up the next day. It's the same thing.
So I'll tell you, the one show that I am watching religiously that I have to watch like as
Picard.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. Ah, my knee locked up.
Do you want a couple of these?
No, my knee just locked up because I was sitting.
Dude, this will open it right back up.
He's trying to get me to put on these. He wants to electrocute me.
I do.
He's like, don't touch that button. I accidentally clicked it.
But yeah, no, you accidentally. You literally looked up, and I told you not to do it, you son of a bitch.
That's a plus button. I want to see what would happen.
Yeah, that was the turn it up button.
You stopped me before I.
No, yeah.
That's what it made me mad.
You know what? I'll tell you exactly what it does in just a minute.
If it had to click, you'd have been fucked. If it didn't have that sound, because I'd have been like.
So Picard, the 5th episode happened today.
Oh shit!
And dude, so the captain of the ship that isn't Picard or Riker, by the way, retweeted one of my tweets today.
What did you tweet?
I basically tweeted that he needs his own show.
And he retweeted it. Oh, that you need his own show.
Cause dude, the guy's amazing. Todd Stashwick as the captain of the Titan is so good. He sits there and he looks at 7 of 9 from Voyager, right? He looks at her and he goes, so Hanson, do you want to be instated or not instated when Starfleet comes here to court-martial you? And she goes, instated. And he goes, I reinstate you. Like that. Like a fucking, like a 9-year-old saying, "You've been instated," you know, like, and she's like, "Thank you, sir." And he goes, "All right, now, out of respect for all of you and the fact that my ship's still here, how about I go ahead and give you 5 minutes while I walk out the door and you get your bullshit story together." And he literally said that in the show, and I'm sitting there like, this guy is the greatest Starfleet captain of all time.
You know, it's only because it's a script, right?
It is, but it's also because of how the actor actually portrays the moments,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
Because he's had a couple moments in this show. Like in the very first episode that you meet him.
Something when you said he was sitting there eating dinner by himself.
And he's sitting there eating dinner and he goes, well, obviously it's because your stories precede you. So I just went ahead and started already. And Picard even sits there in that moment and he goes, well, I brought you a gift. And he brings him a bottle of wine from his Chateau de Picard, right? Which, by the way, is a real chateau that makes wine now.
God.
And he brings him a wine bottle and he goes, oh, I'm a Malbec, man. But yeah, I'm sure I'll drink this at some point. And he just puts it to the side. And then he even looks at Riker and he goes, you actually look more like a bourbon guy. And he goes, I'm a Tennessee whiskey guy. And he's like, okay. You know, whatever. But he's sitting there, he bullshits like he's like, oh, thanks for the gift. I'll just put it over here. You know, like that shows how much of an asshole he seems. And like I said, last week he did this whole like monologue where you hear him basically explain why he hates Picard. And so I'll put it this way. They do a show called The Ready Room after every episode of Star Trek shows, because they do one show, then they wait a couple weeks, then they do another show, then they wait a couple weeks, and then they do that. But Will Wheaton is the guy that actually like hosts The Ready Room, right? So they do this show, and during the show, Will Wheaton always sits there and he's like, I can't believe they'd actually say this. I can't believe, you know, like whatever. And he always has guests, and the guest is typically like one of the main characters of the episode and whatever. But like during Picard, like he's talked to Todd Stashwick, the guy that is the captain. He's also talked to Picard. He's talked to Riker. He's talked to 7 and 9. And you're like, God, like they won't give any information. Like they keep just going, oh, can you go ahead and give us a little? And he's like, well, I can say, like, so when they talk to Captain Shaw, Todd Stashwick, who, by the way, is a super nerd. Like, this guy actually plays D&D on the weekends and has a book where he takes D&D and also has aligned it with which kind of drinks you should make depending on what kind of character you are. That shows how much of a nerd this guy is. And he's so good, dude. Like, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that show has been excellent.
Quantum Leap. So you watching Quantum Leap?
I have. I'm all caught up.
Yeah.
I'm all caught up.
Man, it's good.
I'm
okay. I got a question.
Go ahead. Quantum Leap question.
Not Quantum Leap. Go ahead, finish your Quantum Leap.
No,
it's a different question.
No, go ahead.
Because I watched the new Gotham Knights. Did you watch that?
I did watch Superman and Lois season 3, episode 1.
That was good.
Excellent.
What do you think of the new Jonathan?
I'm okay. You mean Jordan?
Jordan, yeah.
No, it was Jonathan.
It
was Jonathan. Jordan is the same kid. He kind of fits better
He kind of looked like the old.
Yeah.
Did he?
Well, no. He does kind of look like the other one, but the other one was blonde.
Yeah.
Which,
I think
when you
kinda
have two dark-haired parents
and they're twins.
and they're twins, now he could have been. I don't know. I will just say that like watching the first episode, I kept finding it funny that they kept going, oh, I guess we shouldn't go back to Tao's villa. And there were points where I was like, oh, really? We're making this a CW show now?
What do you mean?
Like Lana's ex-husband.
Oh, and the reporter.
Yeah, I don't want to say it to anybody that hasn't watched
Well,
it.
you know that's. I knew when they were at the table, when they were like flirting. I'm like,
But even the way that like he wakes up and all of a sudden she bounces out, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, and then of course, who shows up right at the door during that whole segment?
As she was trying to, and so you know that's gonna.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be all.
So it was a one-time thing that's suddenly not a one-time thing, which makes it a CW show.
What's a CW show?
Well, first of all, the CW is the network.
Yeah, I got it. But what makes a CW show?
It's always like the 90210 back when we were kids.
Because they got hookups.
Because suddenly it's more about the hookups.
No, you need more layers of the story. I get what they're trying to build different characters, like the chick, the
Should we care about Kyle?
Yeah.
He says yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then the reporter chick, who's obviously going to have more of a.
She's not even attractive though. She got those big beady eyes, like those weird eyeballs, man. How do you like her?
No, I don't know, but you talk about that shit, but if you met her up at Ruckus and had a few drinks, I'd be like, "Oh, Rob, what's up? Come downstairs."
No, sir. No, sir.
Why do you have a Bug's Life coming down your stairs? God forgive me. I'm sorry.
Say it again, Tino. Make sure he heard you so that he doesn't smite you in those moments.
Yeah, slightly. I read my Bible. I'm supposed to be honest, tell the truth. No.
Why you got a Bugs? Why you got the guy with the fucking like pincers coming down?
Bitch eat like this. Why that bitch got mandibles?
Mandibles. The mandible crab. Anyways.
So it was a good episode. I thought it was a good episode.
So I thought it was a good start.
I'm digging that they're doing. I don't want to ruin it either. More with Jordan. They're letting him. He's becoming more of that super boy almost. I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to ruin it.
Except he's still doing the same thing that a 17-year-old kid does, which is, I knew I could take care of it by myself. You made it worse. Kid made it worse.
Think back to Smallville. I mean, he fucked up too.
When you see Superman sit there and grab the one thing, and you think he's gonna hit in the head, and he just goes,
"Oh, that's cool."
And you're like,
"That's cool."
You're like, that's 30 years of experience right there. That's what that shit is. That dude is on. And by the way, I am gonna say that as much as I love Henry Cavill as Superman, who is no longer going to be Superman.
This could.
I love.
But the first season, I couldn't get over Tyler Hush, however you say his last name, being Superman, because if you ever watched Teen Wolf, that's all I kept seeing him as that dude. So now I'm starting to see him as Superman.
See, I never watched Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Although I want to watch the movie on Paramount Plus because, like,
what, Michael J. Fox?
No. There's a Teen Wolf movie based on the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, with all of the original actors on Paramount Plus. Same thing that Picard's on.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I love Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. The thing I don't like, and they finally look like they're finally getting it under control, is the costume and the fucking shoulder pads.
Yes.
Like, his shoulder pads is Superman. Like, I get that you're trying to sit there and go, okay, this guy does not need to be super, super, super when he's Clark Kent, right? But all Christopher Reeve had to do,
That S curl.
no. All he had to do was hunch over. And suddenly, he lost 6 inches of height. So he suddenly didn't look like Superman.
I still don't get that whole thing now.
Like, I just wear glasses. And
yeah, because if you know, he's like, and you almost sort of everybody your identity. I'm like, bitch, you do too. You just don't wear the fucking glasses. How are they going to get around that?
all right.
Just he don't wear glasses.
So there's 80 years of comics on this, right? Almost 90 years. Almost 90 years of comics of this. And what it is that when you think about in Metropolis, okay, how often does somebody sit there and say, hey, are you? And it's not that person.
Okay.
Because I'll be honest with you, I hear it all the time in Raleigh, and I'm like, who the fuck looks like me? Right? And I don't wear glasses. But imagine if all of a sudden
look the same. I wear glasses and I wear contacts. So you mean to tell me when I'm wearing my contacts? So I'm a different. You don't. Oh, that's not Tino. Oh, you Tino.
So the difference, typically, when it comes to Superman, and they've done this with everything except for Tyler Hoechlin. He really hasn't done it. Superman has the spit curl and no glasses, right? He's got perfect vision. Clark Kent has his hair slicked back and he's got glasses on. So he should technically look different. Okay. And when I say that, we're talking about average, normal, white dude look on both of them. They would look different. Because people will be like, oh, that guy looks like every dark-haired, slick-back, 6'2" white guy that I've ever met. Wearing glasses. And that's the whole point. When you think about that he lives in Metropolis in the comic books, right?
Smallville.
Well, in Smallville, nobody thinks about it.
Okay.
Because Superman doesn't typically show up in Smallville.
Okay, so
however, in the show, he's shown up all the fucking time.
But my thing is like Lana, who was his best
Lana
friend,
now knows.
But before she did not, they grew up together. They were in high school, and then she was, oh my god, I never knew. Bitch, you knew this bitch for 30 years.
So you want to know what the real answer is? They knew all along. They just pretended to think like they didn't.
So why was she pissed off when they?
Because when it finally became true, she's like, fuck. Like, I used to be with that.
But she knew all along. You just said it.
What?
So why was she mad?
Yeah, but
because he kept it secret. But you fucking knew, so how was it a secret?
No, come on, man. Like all of a sudden, let's say all of a sudden you have a platinum album.
Right.
Okay. First girl you see that you dated before you ever actually had a hit. Mm-hmm. What's she gonna say?
Hey, damn it. It's the one that got away.
See what I mean?
And he stepped to me, Nicole's gonna whoop your ass, dude.
Well,
Nicole's like, yeah, bitch.
Because she's watching tonight. No, but you see what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing, is that like Lana knew Clark was different the whole time. Like, the whole time. Like, he kept doing all this weird shit, and she just looked the other way. Yeah. And mainly because it was just her good friend. And probably the one guy that didn't try to sleep with her.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure of that. I'm sure of.
So,
and Flash. So you stopped watching the Flash, didn't you? Say you stopped.
I've watched like into 5 episodes of it, but I haven't paid attention.
The first few episodes of this season was awesome.
So I know that Red Death.
You know who it was?
Yeah,
You see who it was?
Yeah, I did, and I wasn't like, because I've read the comics, it didn't blow me away.
Wow.
I would have preferred. I don't know what I would have preferred. I guess they're going okay with it. It's just, episode 9 of 13 is going to be the one that, like, I want to watch.
Yeah, this is the last season.
Well, but episode 9 of 13 is going to be what I want to watch.
Why?
Because Stephen Amell and David Ramsey show up.
Well, what's his name? Dave Ramsey. Who's his name? His name is in the show.
Diggle.
Diggle's already been in the Flash, like 2.
And he still shows up from time to time.
I think he even showed up in Lois and Clark too, or Lois and Superman.
So Superman and Lois, or
Lois and Superman now, isn't it?
no, it's Superman and Lois. It's Superman and Lois.
Sure.
Yeah, Lois and Clark was the Terry Hatcher show.
Yeah, I thought it was Lois and Superman. You might be right.
No, it's Superman and Lois.
Okay.
But to your point, David Ramsey showing up in that show is not the same David Ramsey showing up in the Arrowverse.
But he was still Diggle.
He was. Oh my God.
We gotta talk about wrestling before we lose these people.
But
I can talk about. I love this shit, but yeah.
But you're right. It is still Diggle. It's just it's a Diggle from a different universe. Because in season 2 of Superman and Lois, they proved that it's not part of the Arrowverse. It is a different Superman. And it is a different universe. And basically, it's one where no other superheroes exist.
Okay.
And that's been the whole thing. Like, they actually announced that. And then Diggle shows up in the final episode and he tells John Henry Irons, hey, this is the guy that killed the John Henry Irons that's on our planet.
Yeah.
And the difference was that Diggle had grown his hair out and he had
braids, yeah.
Well, not braids, but
we got it from, yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so
twist, that's what they call it.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. What are we saying in the chat? Or like
what are we seeing in the chat? We're seeing Ric Flair gonna have to give her a tip. Yeah. Let's see. We all know that Clark was boinking Lana while lying to Lois. You know who that was.
Okay, next.
Michael Turner says, I love talking vomit. Michael, I hope you meant comic. Still here, love talking comics, movies, and WWE. Yes, absolutely, sir. Just what we've been talking about.
So, wrestling. Did we discuss?
Wrestling?
Did we discuss, because we're going to SmackDown. It was Raw last week? Because we were talking about SmackDown, because we were here last Thursday. So it would have been last Friday. So it was Raw last week where Jay came back and attacked Sammy. So now we're on SmackDown. Because it was said that I didn't say Siri.
Well, the actual comeback was on Raw.
Yes. But remember, he came back on Raw because he said, you've got by next week, if he's not back in the stable by SmackDown.
Yes.
And so, what was it? We get Jay coming back. Is that when he explained why he came back? He said, I came back for family. I came back for blood.
Yeah, because Raw was the beatdown.
Yes. So
SmackDown was Jay actually saying, you wouldn't understand because you're not family.
So I was going to ask, what do you think of the promo? So what was it?
They're doing everything they can to enhance the rest of the bloodline story to be as good as Roman versus Cody. I just think that they missed the boat, and I'm going to die on that hill because Sammy deserved his Kofi Mania moment.
He'll probably get it, just won't be this year.
I don't think he'll get it now. That's the problem. Is that like we all agree that Cody Rhodes is primed, sealed, and delivered to be world champion.
Yes.
So he doesn't need it right now. He can get it at SummerSlam. He can get it at Survivor Series. He can get it at Royal Rumble. He can get it.
It's the biggest show of the year.
It is.
And they had to, because he was supposed to do it last year before he got hurt.
No, he wasn't gonna get it at WrestleMania last year because when he showed up at WrestleMania last year,
he did. His right.
He
he was on trajectory to do it because remember
SummerSlam.
Was it SummerSlam? He got hurt.
Right. He was on trajectory for SummerSlam.
Okay, so they have to.
But by the way, what's that matter? Here's the thing.
They're going to put it on because it's what they want.
Hold on. What we're looking at is what is the biggest possible thing that can blow the roof off the place at the show of shows.
It's going to be Cody Rhodes. I know. See, that's what we disagree because you get in your head that it needs to be this way. So when it's not, then you say it's wrong. I see what you're saying, but it does still make business and money sense to put it on Cody right now because they started that storyline. He's doing it for Dusty. So they've got to finish that storyline.
But they can finish it whenever. Cody missing WrestleMania 39 could get WrestleMania 40, and it'll still be the same story. It'll still be the same story.
But they don't know that.
And in fact,
never know they're going to keep that same.
Hold on.
The same heat.
Even crazier. Hold on. Let me talk. Even crazier. WrestleMania 40 is going to be bigger than WrestleMania 39. Am I wrong?
So what difference does it make if Sammy does it this way or WrestleMania 40?
Because Sammy will lose heat by then.
You don't think Cody will lose heat by then?
No.
Why?
Because his story can be reignited whenever. It is a perfectly built story to happen whenever you want it. That's always been the case. Like, it's just The Rock decides to come back, right? If The Rock decides to come back, he says, I want to be the champion. All behind the scenes, I want to be champion. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to figure out a way to make that happen.
Can I ask you a question, though? So we agree that Sammy's hot, right? Sammy's hot. No, yes, it's
Sammy's not just hot. Sammy's nuclear.
Okay. So we agree that Sammy's nuclear, right?
Oh, so you agree?
He's nuclear. Yeah, but I'm also going to hear something you ain't gonna like either.
That's it.
He don't need a belt.
No.
Boom.
Disagree.
Oh shit! Why? He doesn't need a belt.
Hold on.
Why does he need a belt?
Daniel Bryan, when he went nuclear,
Didn't need a belt.
Yes, he did.
He didn't. He got it because the fans turned on them, and they put it on them because the fans gave them shit.
Dude, when he was nuclear, he was literally wearing a trash man's outfit, and he was sitting there walking down as a fourth member of the fucking Wyatt family.
Because WWE did not see it.
No. Because WWE was trying to bury him, and the fans said no.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Another time, Kofi Mania. WrestleMania 35, 4 years ago. We're sitting there and we're going, they want to push who? Mustafa Ali. Oh, he got injured. Oh, well, who are they going to? Oh, shit. Kofi suddenly's hot.
But here's what
well, if they don't give Kofi the title there, what happens? What happens?
They riot.
Who does?
I guess WWE Universe.
The fans. Mm-hmm. The fans turn on what is going on, right? So if they don't, in your estimation, let's say
he's not even the title picture right now, so they can't turn on him if he's not in the main event.
Who's not?
The WWE.
Who?
Zayn. So why are we having this argument?
Dude,
he's not.
He literally just faced Roman for the title at the last pay-per-view.
Right. Are they booing Cody yet? Cody's still hot. I still say they give Cody.
Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there, because wrestling Observer and other paper internet things have been asking specifically, are they shoving Cody down our throats? You know the last person they asked that about?
Reigns.
And what happened? The answer was yes.
But I don't think they're shoving Cody down.
They are.
Not like they did Reigns.
Dude, they are.
Okay. Again.
They literally had John Cena hug him to let him go out there. And then they tried to push it off as this is the same thing as John Cena and The Rock sitting there holding John Cena's hand up. Except for the fact
The Rock tried it with Roman too. That didn't
the simple fact that when The Rock held up John Cena's hand, it was because John Cena beat him.
Well, we can argue it all day, but it's
not an argument.
At the end of the day,
it's not an argument.
It is, because you don't agree with it, so it's wrong. It's what you're saying.
No. Okay. Dude, I don't agree with a lot of shit. It still ends up happening.
But I'm saying Sammy
deserves still to this moment.
I'm not
Deserves.
saying he doesn't deserve the title, but it's not going
no.
WrestleMania.
Deserves to be in that match.
Okay.
And would get a bigger pop than either of the other two people going in that match.
Which I have no problems if he's in that match and he beats Roman and he gets the SmackDown belt. And
I just think that it is a huge.
Both belts on Sammy.
It is a huge step back to tell Sammy that after everything he's done over the last 10 months, that he no longer deserves a Kofi Mania moment.
And you don't know. We still don't know what can happen.
He's
obviously
not going to get a Kofi Mania moment because he might win the tag team titles, which have never.
They hadn't set that up yet either, so they got 2 weeks to set that up, and that's just.
And that's what's going to happen.
It's too late now. It's too late because they there's no way.
So they're going to ruin that too, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because they have not. Because Kevin's still, I don't want your help. It's too late to set anything up. I don't see how they can in 2 weeks' time.
It'll be Cody Rhodes sits there and goes, "Hey, would you guys just put it aside to take down the bloodline?" And guess what? It's just going to shove Cody Rhodes down our throats that much more.
I can see if they were booing him, I agree with you, but they're not booing Cody. People are still behind.
It's not even a booing him in this moment. I would boo him if he sat there and said that. I don't hate Cody Rhodes.
That sounds like you do.
No. I'm telling you, when I see a picture on Twitter that shows Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes right now, what I see is a guy that I look more like when it comes to Roman Reigns in terms of t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers than I see when I see Cody Rhodes.
And then we'll get that when we get to Raw.
Oh, will we?
Mm-hmm. Because you must not have paid attention to.
Oh, I heard. I heard the I don't wear the suit for blah blah. Give me a fucking break.
No, you never heard that. Dress for what you want. Dress for success. I do that shit every day. I have to get up when I go to the office. I got to dress up.
You wear that?
No, not when I go to the office and have meetings. You have to dress up for success. So I agree with them on. You got to picture it. That's all.
You think he dresses in a suit every single week because it's for success, even though what he wants to be is against a guy who dresses in a t-shirt and jeans?
I believe in picturing yourself and putting yourself.
And every major guy that's ever been the world champion has always dressed in t-shirt and jeans for at least the last 20 years, because Ric Flair hasn't been the world champion in 30 years, man.
Jericho.
What about Jericho?
He dressed suit and tie. Batista would come out in a suit and tie. Triple H would come out in a suit and tie. And this is in the past 20 years.
Not recently.
Sir. You said within the past 20 years, sir. You can't say past 20 years and then change your mind and say recently.
Oh no.
You said within the past 20 years. And I name it. No, because I'm calling you your bullshit. You said in the past 20 years, I start naming guys, you go, oh no, not recently. That's not what you fucking said. You said the past 20 years.
When Triple H was the world champion, he'd wear a fucking leather jacket and a t-shirt.
Did you forget Evolution? That was in the past 20 years. Did you forget Evolution? The fucker, all of them came up dressed in the night.
Evolution was almost 30 years ago.
Batista. Okay, what about Jericho?
Jericho was 2009, so we're still talking 10 years ago.
Within the past.
Still talking 10 or plus years ago.
Past 20 years.
I'm still telling you, man. Like when you're talking about right now,
that's
trying to drive.
You should have said nobody did it within the past 20 years.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what you fucking said. And then when I say something different, then you go, recently. That's not what you fucking said. Because you pissed me off. When somebody tries to prove you wrong or say something different, you change it to make it so you can still fucking be right. That's exactly what you did. You said within the past 20 years, I started naming things, recently. It's not what you fucking said. And it drives me fucking crazy. If you said recently, I agree. But don't say fucking past 20 years, and when I start naming people off, you say, recently. Drives me absolutely fucking insane when you do that bullshit.
You okay?
No.
What do you want to move to?
Don't give a fuck right now. I'll calm down in a second.
No. I like this, Tino. Till it comes at me.
We got 30 minutes.
What do you want to talk about?
What's next? Raw. Wait. Yeah, fuck Rampage. Raw.
Well, at least we both agree on that. Actually, something probably did this week, and yet who the fuck cares? I don't think anything actually did. Folks, just so you know, I really wanted to rile Tino up. Not in this, by the way. But I did want to rile him up when it came to Dynamite this week.
No.
Oh, you're going to talk about it. And I want you to.
I'm say.
Michael Turner said, you said 30 years, Rob. So, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you, Michael Turner.
Tino, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we discussed the part about Cody Rhodes. That's what made me pissed off about that. Asuka. I'm trying to figure out, first of all, why did Asuka come down and fucking... No, she had a fancy outfit, and then she had bitch hat tennis shoes, and she I don't know what the fuck that was either. And she had she's and then when Bianca reached for the belt, whatever it was, started coming out. The look of Bianca's like, she's like, oh bitch. Was that like, I could have spit the shit in your face, but I didn't?
For multiple years in a row, WWE does not know how to build one of the women's championships. Minimum.
Asuka's
Maybe
teeth,
both.
Asuka's teeth have gotten whiter too since she's turned
Whiter?
whiter.
How would you tell when they're fucking blue?
Because no, I'm saying before they were blue, like before she come out, she smells shit. Now it's like she used crest strips, like right
No,
before she comes out.
you know what I think it is? Have you seen those TikTok videos where like they put the
Bleach.
purple stuff on their teeth and suddenly their teeth look really white?
No, I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
And I think we're getting closer to Trish turning on Becky Lynch.
I think that's going to happen either at WrestleMania or at Backlash.
Because the body language they had when she came out of that medical room.
I don't think so. I think that's just like the whole like, well, I got my ass kicked backstage and I got a welt on my forehead.
Oh, but here's one.
Good.
Omos and
Brock
looked worried.
Brock looked worried going over the top rope.
Because he was like he was going to go back in, and then he kind of, give me my hat. He didn't go back in.
So,
I don't think.
No, they're trying to sell that.
I don't think Brock can have 5 Omos. He's going to have to do something else. I don't think he can have 5.
Oh, he can pick him up and do it. He can. Because Omos really isn't 400 pounds. He's like 350. And remember, Brock did pick up the Big Show when he was 500 pounds.
But I think Omos is taller. I think it's going to be more.
It's not about tall. It's about.
I think it'd be harder, like when you get somebody that way. You know what I mean?
So the wrestling dirt sheets have talked about how it's going to be about a hold him 1, 2, 3, flip F5, right? So the question is going to be whether or not he can actually lift him for the 3 seconds to get a full, like, this isn't just.
He's got to do that shit.
But it's not going to be like Lex Luger trying to lift the 600-pound Yokozuna.
Yokozuna from the halls of Montezuma.
No. He was Yokozuna unless it was Mr. Fuji's Yokozuna.
My Yokozuna.
My Yokozuna.
In the playground.
But see, that's just it. Is that I think Brock easily can lift that dude.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Then the real question is gonna be: does he throw him on the shoulders, 1, 2, 3, and then drop him? Because that's the F5.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But here's the deal. Do you think that Omos is gonna win that match?
No. But that's why I think he may. Nobody's expecting him to beat Lesnar because Lesnar has asked to work with Omos. And usually, I don't know why, but he must see something in him.
I think Lesnar. Well, you and I talked about this just a couple weeks ago. We were like, well, is Lesnar babyface, is he heel? It's like, it doesn't matter. He's a fighter.
Yeah. I think, and like I said, he shouldn't win that match, which is why he will win that match.
You think Omos?
Yes.
I don't. I think Omos is going to own the match. And then at the end,
Lesnar sneaks up now.
Lesnar,
Okay.
Like that,
Okay.
and that's what I think is going to happen. And I've said that all along.
But so he'll look strong in defeat, kind of thing. Because if they fucking drop him again, what you know what I mean?
Well, so I think WWE is trying to push this as a new age Hogan Andre moment where it's just or if not Hogan Andre, more Hogan Gigante. And you know they
look at Yokozuna. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad we're not yelling at each other anymore. But
just give me a minute, I calm down. It was my train of thought. Oh, no, one more thing in Raw.
Go ahead.
I think they're getting closer to breaking up the profits. Because did you see the U.S. champ?
Theory? What about?
Stir shit. He goes, which one of you? But I think you're the better one. Because while I think he was just doing that to antagonize Montez, you saw Montez kind of, you know what I'm saying?
So
are we gonna have another Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels?
No, I hope that they look at it in a way similar to the New Day. And the reason why I say that is because the New Day has peaked, has started dropping off, peaks again, drops off, peaks again, whatever. But they can always come back to like fucking DX.
Yeah.
They can always come back together. I would like to see the two of them go, hey, Tez, I'm going to go after the U.S. title. You go after the Intercontinental title. What do you think?
I think Tez is going to be world champ.
I don't know if he'll be. I think Triple H thinks that he could. But here's the thing. You know what I think right now? And I'm going to put, I'll put $1 on this.
Okay.
A gentleman's bet.
What do you think?
Montez Ford versus Chad Gable as the King of the Ring final. And Chad Gable wins.
Okay, that doesn't do anything for Montez.
But when he works his way through the 8-man field to get to the main event, and then he loses some dastardly way to Chad Gable becomes the asshole winner of King of the Ring, and Montez sits there and shows that, hey, I've got everything it takes to be a single star.
I wouldn't be mad if he won Money in the Bank. That guy agrees.
Well, I don't know if he agrees. He sounds kind of angry. But that's kind of what I think is going to happen. I kind of think you're going to get Montez versus Chad Gable, and Chad Gable wins.
Why Chad Gable?
Dude, for whatever reason, I think Chad Gable is like right now.
He's modern day Kurt.
He should be, but he's not. Right now he's a modern day Charlie Haas.
I see that.
But he deserves to be a modern day Kurt.
What about Otis?
I love.
You like the Otis thing?
I love that they're splitting them up.
Mm.
Because they're both so talented. And I wish I wasn't just kidding.
No, Otis.
I'm sorry. I wish I was just kidding.
Yeah.
When I say that. But Otis, I don't know if that's the right angle for him.
What?
But that dude seems to fall into money
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Him and the damn Speedo or whatever he's wearing, and then the jacket with no shirt. I'm like, bitch, wear your clothes. Why are you running to poo in it? I was supposed on.
Even better, when Otis is sitting there taking the pictures, and also he's like, Coach, I, I'm trying to do something a little bit different. And Gable's like, hey, this is totally fine. We can totally do this. Like, how about? And they're like, you just broke my camera. Like, literally, I'm sitting there, I'm laughing as hard as I laugh right now.
You just broke my camera.
Because I'm sitting there going, they're doing everything they can to break them up. And yet Otis is still sitting there going, Coach, we could still work out like 2 hours later. Like he doesn't want to. But they're gonna get to that point where they have to, like, where he goes.
I just hope they don't, because they really haven't been doing anything with that whole model with the two Marseille. I hope they don't bury Otis, like you said, because Otis is too good.
Dude, I think what that is meant to do
Just break them up.
Is break them up and really take, like, Chad Gable disappear for a little while, right? Until King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
And Otis will continue. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden he's in a feud with LA Knight.
Otis?
Yeah. Because LA Knight was with that group.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we found somebody so much better than you. And he's like, yeah.
But again, do they bury Otis? Do they let them have a fair, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, dude, because here's what I'm reading. We're still talking about Monday Night Raw here or whatever, but here's what I'm reading is that LA Knight is planned to get like a major push after WrestleMania.
Yeah. That's one dude yes.
And yet he hasn't won a real match.
I don't think he's got a match on WrestleMania either.
Not yet.
Because we thought that he would be the host, but now
I have a feeling he'll be one of those guys that comes out and all of a sudden, like, one of like the surprise history guys shows up and he's got to sit there and interact with them. That's kind of what I think his moment is.
Okay.
I mean, in LA, I could see The Rock showing up, sitting there going, listen up, Rudy Poo.
I would love to hear them go back and forth with the mic.
It would be great, except for the fact that, like, you and I both know
The Rock can take it.
That if they didn't have something set in stone that was already like, we're going to wrestle, that The Rock is going to own his ass, right? So
what do you think of the John Cena promo on
last week?
Was it last week?
It was last week. No. I don't think we really talked. We didn't talk about it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't. And I'll tell you why. It goes back. So you've read Foley's books.
Yes.
You've read Jericho's book.
Yes.
You've read Flair's book.
Batista's book.
Dusty's book.
Dusty's, yeah.
So in Jericho's book specifically, he sat there and said that after his first match, when he got a microphone,
his first match ever, like on Raw.
No. His first match that he got a microphone.
Okay.
He ran down his opponent. And then when he went backstage, the opponent looked at him and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "What do you mean? I'm sitting there trying to make me look good." And he goes, "Kid, let me tell you something. How good do you look if you run me down and beat me?" And he goes, Well, I would say it looked pretty good. He goes, no. If you sat there and made me seem like I was a main eventer, and then you talk about me like you're not sure you can beat me or whatever, and then you beat me, what, how much does that elevate you? And he's like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, but Cena
did nothing but trash Austin Theory. He trashed him. And on top of trashing him, and hold on.
Okay.
And on top of trashing him, he sat there and he said, if you lose everything. If you win, and I don't want to be here, you lose everything.
I understand that. I don't want to be here.
But he said, I don't want this match. I don't care about this match. This match means nothing to me. He said all of that. And when you listen to him, he like, and you think about, okay, I've read this book, I've read that, and I'm not saying that a brand new kid.
It's the same thing he did with that guy from Georgia.
It is. And you're right. And I agree with you.
Didn't AJ beat him? No, he lost to AJ. No, he beat AJ. But here's the thing.
But after that match, he said, oh shit, this guy's really good.
But right. I think Theory's going over. So I thought he might be setting him up knowing that Theory was going over.
So I kind of wonder about that. And
because if Cena wins, he wins the title. He's not going to be stuck around to defend it. Because it's for the U.S. strap. So
I have a feeling Cena wins by disqualification. Doesn't exactly help Cena. Doesn't
help. It doesn't help.
But it doesn't hurt anybody. He keeps the title. He gets to sit there and say, still the champ. I beat Cena and they run it back until all of a sudden maybe at like SummerSlam.
WrestleMania Backlash.
I mean, maybe Cena's actually around until then. You don't know. Like,
and then usually the next month after WrestleMania is the Backlash.
The Backlash is, but it's not WrestleMania Backlash this year. It's just Backlash.
Oh, okay.
But to your point with that statement, and we laugh, but here's the thing. If Cena doesn't have anything planned Hollywood-wise, he could win the title at WrestleMania, lose the title at Backlash. It's not the same anymore as it used to be, which was the DVD sale.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like WCW DVDs, it was always like, oh, this person just won the US title at this paper. It's not that anymore. So it's a little different. I know you want to end the show soon, and we have to talk about Dynamite. But it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and I worry that this is one of those moments where, like, because John Cena on record has said, I didn't ask to go against Austin Theory. They told me I'm going against Austin Theory.
Oh.
And in those moments where he was told he's going against Austin Theory, he said, I don't ever ask who I'm going against. I say that I'm available during this time. Who do you think that you want to put me against, and how do we build the story?
Did not know that.
Yeah. Pretty interesting, isn't it?
Wow.
Pretty interesting, guys.
Wow.
So think about that, and then also think about the fact that, like, he literally, I'm not going to say he didn't know he was facing Austin Theory. I bet before Vince McMahon was ever out of position.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could see it.
Yeah.
Like they even kind of toyed with it at John Cena's 20th anniversary and everything. You know, like they kind of toyed with it.
That shit's funny. The prophets will call him Baby Cena. That shit was funny.
Well, I mean, he dressed up as him, took pictures as him with the spinner belt. Like, I'm surprised he didn't bring the spinner belt back yet.
Surprised he got the
Could you imagine he brings a spinner belt back, but instead of like the U.S. title thing, it's actually got his face on it? I could totally see him doing that shit.
Some stupid, yeah.
You heard it here first.
Real quick, Lashley. So he was supposed to face Bray. It's still Monday night. He's supposed to face Bray. Now he's going to face Uncle Howdy
at WrestleMania.
I think that's what
I think
get Bray. Bray supposedly has physical issues. I don't know if that's keeping him out until Mania. If they're trying, you know what I'm saying, trying not to overexpose, oversaturate, or if he's really hurt. But
so
I think they're pivoting to Uncle Howdy, which I'm wondering if he's going to come back as Uncle Howdy.
He has physical issues.
Something. They're saying he's not going to be at Mania because he has physical issues. So you saw Raw whenever Howdy attacked Lashley. So now they're like, but I'm wondering if they either bring him back as, or if they go ahead and say who Uncle Howdy is, who was everybody.
I think this is going to be one of those matches where like they go, okay, it's an anything goes match, and before you know it, there's multiple people like attacking him. At the same time, I don't think that it's what the original plan was, and I think something's coming up. You know, like it just doesn't. It just doesn't feel right.
This whole Bray Wyatt thing. I mean, on top of he came back, we were excited to see him.
October. We still don't know what the fuck's going on with him.
He was hurt. Then he didn't wrestle. Then he did whenever the Mountain Dew pitch black. What was that? Rumble.
I like that match.
Yeah, and then he was on TV for a little bit. Then he's gone again. They set him up. He was supposed to be facing Lashley. They did the Muscle Man dance and all that bullshit.
Now there is the possibility that a guy who hasn't wrestled in a long while all of a sudden gets hurt, because it happens. I mean, fuck. The Rock sat there in his first match against Cena and tore his abdominal muscle. So I mean, like, and you know, now like when they ask him, he's sitting there like I had two options. I could just go like this and say the match is over, or I could finish the match like a pro. And I finished the match.
I don't know. I've been like.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I'd be like,
yeah. I mean, but think about it. Like he grew up in the moments with like Triple H blowing out quads.
Yeah.
And not only blowing out quads, but then taking like a Stone Cold Stunner or whatever it was.
The pedigree. Was he the pedigree when he was blowing us?
Oh, he did do the pedigree with the quads. You know, there was that. There was Vince McMahon blowing out both quads.
That was stupid. He was getting in the ring, blew his quads. What the fuck?
I mean, he just, you know, he got too big, whatever. But I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like these guys, they know that the show goes on. The show says to do this. I gotta finish this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it when I can't fucking walk, but I'm gonna do it. Like, and they figure out a way, you know, like that's just the way it's always been. So. Anyways, I don't really want to talk about any of the other wrestling. I did watch NXT this week.
What'd you think?
The show was fine.
Gargano did his promo.
Gargano's hair was messed up the entire time.
I noticed it.
And it drove me nuts. Like, it literally makes me sit there and go, this is why I normally don't have hair. And yet right now I've got hair. And I'm like, I can't get this spot that like.
I like the mellow. Excuse me. I like the Mello and Braun contract signing. That was different.
Does Melo beat him?
Yes.
Because Braun's going up.
Yes.
Does Braun go to Raw or SmackDown? He goes to Raw.
Yeah, they want him on the Ace show.
No, the Ace show's SmackDown.
Yeah, whatever.
The question is, does he go to SmackDown because Roman's not on there for a while? Because if Roman loses, Roman's going on vacation.
Let's see.
Bro's held the title for three years, dude.
Almost, yeah.
Like,
It's like 1,000
like he
days.
goes on vacation. They're gonna need a big name. Does Braun Breaker to show up? Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right.
We'd love to hear what everybody else has to think in the comments.
All right. So we'll go to Rampage. Damn it, that's it.
Not Rampage. Let's go. Let's
Dynamite.
this one right here.
So what the fuck?
Just
So we got what opened the show? Oh, the
you know what opened the show?
it was the Blackpool Combat Club.
No.
Oh, the birthday celebration. Yes.
The
bar mitzvah.
bar mitzvah celebration. By the way, this was probably the most WWE show that AEW has put on in years, because WWE always starts with a promo rather than a match.
Mm-hmm.
And this show started with a straight up sports entertainment moment.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. He came out, he was wearing his glasses, he was wearing his Burberry, he was wearing all that. And he started to, and the girls walked him down.
He got the kiss on the cheek, and
he got on the chair.
Shit out of that chick.
He got on the chair, and they started bouncing him around like he was having his bar mitzvah. And what happened?
He started talking shit, and then the first one to come out was Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy barely got anything out. And then Guevara came out. Guevara started, and then Darby came out.
Yep. The four pillars?
Yeah, they're the four pillars.
And what happened?
They each pled their case on why they deserved the title shot.
Who gave the best promo?
I said Jungle Boy.
You said that earlier while we were sitting there.
Did you?
I mean, Guevara actually probably said the most hurtful stuff.
He told him, if you don't shut up, I'm going to recircumcise you. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then he told him.
He said,
no, that was the best line when MJF goes, yeah, you got Guevara, who's probably going to be proposing to another girl in 7 months. He goes, oh, but didn't your fiance just leave you? I'm like, leave that man alone. But he started it.
And you nailed all of that.
That was the best line.
Darby sat there. Well, first, Jungle Boy actually said that he, like everything that he fought for, they had a match 3 years ago.
Yes.
And their careers took two totally different
and it did
ways. Sammy sat there and said,
he busted his ass on the indies.
He said he busted his ass on the indies. And he said something else. And I'm missing it right now, but like, he did do the whole, your bar mitzvah might become your circumcision, which is a good line. Darby
started off with, I was in art school. I'm like, where the fuck is this going?
Well,
or film school.
The thing I want to point out, though, is when you actually listen back to the crowd. Now, this is Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, right? This is home of Chris Jericho, home of Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Don Callis.
Sure. Thanks for adding that in. Like, anybody cheered for him.
He did when he came out.
Well, that's because he came out with Kenny Omega, but but when
Gotcha.
again, man, like every time it happens. But when they come down to the ring, Darby Allin got the biggest pop out of all those guys, and it was just Darby. Now, I want to point out that MJF sat there and had some really good lines. When he sat there and said, "You used to come out with Christian. You used to come out with."
No, you said you come out with Jericho.
You came out with Jericho. You come out with Sting. I don't need any daddies to bring me out to and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
Except he did used to come out with Cody. He did used to come out with Chris Jericho. He did used to like when you think about it, he came out with all of those guys. That son of a bitch lied. Right?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Like, Cody's my best friend.
He didn't come out with Sting though, so
he did not come out with Sting or Christian.
True.
But I loved that moment because I was like, that son of a bitch.
I didn't even think about that.
Is he basically was like, I didn't need a daddy. I was able to do it. And well, you had Cody. And now you're not allowed to mention him. So that's why you didn't have a daddy.
No, it wasn't him. It was QT, but we'll get that a little bit.
Oh, fuck QT.
No, because they called out a couple of WWE things, like just blatantly. What?
I was just reading what Chris Barrett wrote, so I'm not going to say it out loud. So then MJF takes his hat off and his glasses off.
Darby.
And Darby looks at him and goes, Max, you look like shit.
Yeah.
And by the way,
he did.
I'm gonna say right now, that is the best line Darby Allin has ever said in his entire life. Like it doesn't how he started it, how whatever. All of a sudden, when he's like, "What are you doing here?" and he takes the glasses off and he goes, "Max, you look like shit." Like perfect. Chef's kiss. Yeah. Perfect. Let's go. Right. And then that moment where Max sits there and wants to tell him to shut up, and then he goes over to Jungle Boy and he goes, and he faces him, and Jungle Boy just hits him.
No, not today, bitch.
And then Darby Allin sends him over into the cake. Right? I'm going to go ahead and eat my cake right now. Yep, you're going to eat your cake.
Yeah.
You're going to eat your cake.
Good segment.
So that was a great segment.
Yeah.
And it leads me to ask you, one-on-one, who gets the next MJF match?
I say Jungle Boy.
It's interesting. Who got the biggest pop?
Darby Allin, but it'll be Jungle Boy.
So, reason why I ask is because who sits backstage and listens to everything?
Tony Khan. Apparently he doesn't because he.
You're probably right, which means you're probably right. Jungle Boy's probably getting the next match, and it's probably going to be a squash. No, I'm kidding. It won't be a squash, but okay. So after that match happened, there was another title match.
Was that the trios?
No. Before that.
Was that the Jade?
TBS title match.
Was it that soon? Okay. I thought it was later on in the show.
But it was later on in the show. I don't remember what happened in the middle of the show.
But she squashed the shit out of whoever that Toronto chick was. I mean, I don't think that match lasted.
Well, you saw how she went up into fucking Renee Paquette's face and was like,
yeah, she's like, aren't you? And then she
kissed her on the floor.
Like, what the fuck is that? That was great.
That was awesome.
That was great.
And probably completely off.
Well, I think because you tell Renee was like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, why am I getting, like, is she going to beat the shit out of me
She's
right
in the
now?
corner, and then she got kissed. She's like...
I was waiting for Moxley's music to start, honestly. But great moment. However, and you know what I want to do there? However...
It's 10 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. However... She we had Taya Valkyrie come out. Am I supposed to believe at 55-0 that Taya Valkyrie, who I haven't seen on TV in months?
Because you don't watch TNA. Not TNA. Yeah, TNA. Because you don't watch Impact. And while it might not be one of the bigs, it's still... And she just left as a tag team champion from over there.
So is she going to be a 55-0 champion?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes. She's held a title everywhere she's been. If anybody's going to do it, it'll be Taya Valkyrie.
Okay. Tino says Taya Valkyrie.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying it's going to be immediate. Like I think she might. I think she might have to do a chase, but I think Taya's the one. I think Taya. It might not be at 55. She might. I mean, she's going to have a few more wins. I just want to see how.
No, she's at 55.
That's what I'm saying.
She won.
No, this is 54.
No, she won. It was 55.
No, I think this one was 54. We'll go back and watch it, but this one was 54. She's not at 55 yet.
I thought she was 54-0.
She was 53. This one was 54.
Oh, whatever. I mean, okay.
Yeah. But like I said,
I'm not trying to argue with you.
No, I know what I'm saying. I think she'll go a little further. I'm not saying like next week she'll win it though, but I think she's gonna be the one to take it.
When the fuck is she actually gonna start facing the real competition of the AEW women's?
Sure, she beat Britt. I think she already beat Britt.
She didn't beat Britt. She didn't face Britt.
Oh well.
She hasn't faced Britt. She hasn't faced Tony Storm. She hasn't faced. I think she may have faced Ruby.
She did face Ruby. She lost. She beat Ruby. She beat what's her name? Little Riho, however you say her.
Did she beat Riho?
I think she beat Riho.
Are you sure?
I think so. Was it Riho she beat? She beat one.
I don't think she beat Riho. You may be right on Riho, but
I want to say she did. You might. I could have sworn she did. I could have sworn she beat Riho. But you know who would know?
Who? Jason.
So, yeah, I think Taya beat her. All right. So while you're looking at it, so we had Taya. Then we had I still want the Blackpool against the Dark Order and Hangman.
Okay.
It's a good match. I don't think it was a good match.
It was all right. It was all right.
Then we had
Jade Cargill, 46 wins, 0 losses in singles, 6 wins, 0 losses in tag matches, and 2 wins, 0 losses in trios. So that puts her at 54-0. So you're right. Ranked number 43 in total wins. This is a really interesting. Oh, it's AEWresults.com. I'm trying to look at who she's actually beaten recently. Oh, this breaks it down terribly. Never mind. Some of the people that she's beaten: Vert Vixen twice, Kiera Hogan twice.
That's how she's.
That's a big one. Nyla Rose twice. Yes. Marina Shafir twice. Yes. Willow Nightingale twice,
She's been the same people.
Anna Jay twice, Thunder Rosa twice. That was kind of surprising. And Rika Tahaka twice. Hammered them. She's beaten Red Velvet 3 times.
Damn.
And Sky Blue 3 times.
Yeah.
Funny that she's beaten Red Velvet and Sky Blue 3 times each.
Or Jade.
No, she is Jade.
No, what's the girl's name in WWE that Sky Blue looks like? What's her name?
Oh,
Skater chick.
It is Jade.
Yeah.
What's her?
I don't remember. Anyway.
I want to say Jade Massengill.
Fucking.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
I know it's not right. I'm sorry.
What'd you think of that? What'd you think of the
Trios match?
No, the was it international, aka intercontinental championship?
No, international championship match.
Yeah, it was intercontinental is what they want to call it, but it can't. International,
I loved when Cassidy came down, saw the belt, and put it in the bag, and then took the other one out. Like you thought he was just gonna keep both of them in the bag. No, he took the other one out and hung it up horribly.
I was like, he just threw it up there.
He's like, man, fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. I can't even help it. Like, I loved that moment. It was fucking great, dude.
He's hilarious, man.
I do think he's gonna have to adapt this character.
He's starting to talk more, at least.
He is, but he's like, yeah.
No, he's actually. Was it on Rampage? He actually.
I hate this guy.
No. He actually was like full conversation.
What?
Yeah, I forget. I gotta find it. Yeah, it was full conversation because he was in an interview. Full conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just think he knows. Like, you know what? The best way for me to describe this is when I'm writing a character that doesn't talk, right? And I'm doing that right now. I was telling you about it earlier. I have a character that doesn't talk, and how do you display emotion?
Do your facial, which I forget. I don't know if it's on TikTok, YouTube. Somebody was interviewing Solo Sikoa, and they were asking him the difference in his NXT character and his, now that he's in the bloodline. He says, I don't talk. Remember, NXT, he would talk. Yeah. He said now it's more, he doesn't say he's the enforcer, so he doesn't talk. So a lot of he has to display his emotions through his mannerisms and through his facials. So it's kind of like wearing a mask. People can't see your face, so you got to use your body.
Well, you also have to maintain that stoic impression. Like Sami Zayn would sit there and try to get an impression out of everybody, and all of a sudden, like, when he would be like, well, he's not very oozy, all of a sudden Roman Reigns is even sitting there going like this and laughing. And
I don't think Solo cracked.
But Solo cracked once, I think. And he was like, and that was it. And that was like the extent of it. But you're right to what you're saying. And like I said, even from my statement, it's
Dexter Lumis. I'm sorry.
No. He's probably the best at not cracking. Like, without a doubt. And I still wonder what the extent of his character is going to be.
Dexter or
yeah. Because I don't think he can go much further without expanding somewhat. Like we've seen him say, I do. And that's
but
it.
He's got more he's very expressive with his face. I still think the best part is when they're in the wedding. They're like, "Speak now, forever hold your peace." He's looking at everybody and open his coat. Yeah, that
knife, hatchet, yeah.
And he pulled the hatchet out again a couple weeks ago. He was wrestling somebody, and they're outside the ring. He pulls it out. They did the real.
Well, he did that, and he slapped it through JBL's hat.
Yeah.
So I agree, but again, it's like there's only so far you can go without ever saying words. And that's the problem I'm having with the story that I'm writing right now.
Yeah.
Like I wrote the first half of the final issue of it today, and I'm like, how do I portray certain scenes without him conveying the emotion that needs to be conveyed? And there are ways to do it and everything, but it's just like it's tough. And it's really tough when you're, like an independent writer trying to sit there and do it rather than whatever. So, but going back to the wrestling, the main event. Let's talk about it. Tino, your favorite trios tag team was involved in this match.
Yeah, the House of
Black was in this match. Yep. And your least favorite
JAS Society. Yeah, you're right.
No. You like the JAS. Your least favorite AEW wrestlers were involved in this match.
I'm glad they lost.
Stop being so political and just tell everybody how you felt.
I'm glad they lost.
Okay, you said that.
Did I like the end of the show? No. Because these cock-sucking, butt-munching, circle-jerk sons of bitches are trying to hook their fucking wagon onto Hangman, and I think that's going to fuck up what the Hangman's going on. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. They ruined everything. They got like the reverse fucking Midas touch. They've ruined everything they fucking touched. They ruined the I'm glad they lost the fucking the trios title because they don't need that. Thank God they don't go for the tag titles, but I also read somewhere they're. I found this on the web. I'm glad that they.
What did they find on the web?
I don't know. I stopped it. I read that their contract is up in 2024, and they may not be resigning, and they might be thinking about going to the WWE. Don't. No, I don't think it's a good move. I don't think that. I think the elite should stay elite and still just be Omega and Young Bucks and let them ride off into the sunset by their motherfucking selves and let Hangman be.
So based on what we saw last night, we saw the elite, the Young Bucks and Kenny, standing behind Hangman.
And he didn't know they were there till he kind of turned around. And if the fucking Combat Club are such badasses, the fuck did they back up? Why they didn't get into the elite space? It's fucking book because it's the fucking elite. Even the damn even the motherfucking Moxley and his crew are scared of the fucking elite.
No. How about this is what I wanted to ask you. So Hangman's in the ring. Hangman's like this.
Yes.
The elite's behind him.
Yes.
He doesn't know it.
Yes.
Combat Club is still kind of like until they realize that the elite's kind of behind them.
And then they back away.
But hold on.
Bullshit.
But
they have not backed away from
I'm getting ready to ask a question. is it because the Combat Club only has 3 members?
When the fuck has that stopped them?
But hold on. Here's where my question comes in. So, Hangman, the Elite, 4 members, right? If he says, one night only, I'll work with you guys again, right? 4 members. Combat Club. Who's their 4th member?
It's not Brian because he fucking went home.
Maybe it is. Until Bryan Danielson sits there and says, no, I never approved this. I'm not doing this. Why would I want to fight Hangman when he's already beaten me twice? Right?
So who replaces him?
Who knows if anybody replaces him? But maybe Hangman and Danielson don't actually get involved with this Combat Club versus the Elite shit. And they actually add a 3rd member to that.
Okay, that's fantasy bullshit. I'm talking about right now. Why is the Combat Club backing up from the fucking Elite?
4-on-3.
And that stopped them before when? They fucking jumped at all of the fucking Dark Order was in there, and they didn't give a shit.
That's the fucking Dark Order, dude.
No, it's the fucking cocksucker, circle jerk, ass boys, Tony Khan's fucker, have all the pull, so everybody's supposed to be scared of them. And that's bullshit.
I agree.
So now they're going to fuck up the Combat Club, too? So the modern day Eric Bischoffs are going to fucking sink AEW.
Haven't they already been doing that?
No, I don't keep it. It's going to have another one.
Did you think that anybody was actually going to win the trios titles last night? Or
I told you, I kind of thought maybe because they did the whole Jericho thing, maybe, and they probably wouldn't keep. I win it for the night, then lose it again. But so I kind of thought the JAS. I didn't think the Elite would.
So I kind of agree with you, believe it or not. But at the same time, I'm glad they stuck with who just won the titles. However, I still think that this really is leading to the fucking Young Bucks going against FTR for the World Tag Team titles. Again, I think that everything that's been going on in terms of their booking has been trying to make the Young Bucks look like baby faces. And I
don't think the people are going to boo FTR.
They're not. But it doesn't mean that Tony Khan is going to sit there and look at it and go, well, the team that's going to get us better ratings is this.
FTR.
You would think that. Except they're not happy.
And so giving them the titles to get fucked in the ass by the Young Bucks is going to make them happy.
Not going to make them happy. But they're going to leave.
I bet you if they went back to WWE, I know they've said they've burned some. But how many people have burnt? Look at the fucking Ultimate Warrior. How many people have burnt bridges and they're like, okay, come back.
Why are we talking about burning bridges? I'm talking about them actually like.
I'm saying if they try to go, because a lot of people said WWE won't have them back. Yes, the fuck.
They will take FTR back in a heartbeat, and they will be the Revival, and they will be the biggest tag team that they've got, and whoever has the tag team titles will lose to them.
They'll put them back as the Revival?
Fuck yeah!
You think they'll let them keep the FTR?
Fuck. The Revival was F. The
I got that,
revival.
but they made it up. You know, it's kind of like Cody made it on his own. They even let him bring back his theme music. So I'm wondering.
They might try to figure out how to use something similar in theme music, but they'd be the revival.
Really something similar. That's fucking WCW music. They own the rights to that shit. They own WCW. Of course they let them use that little Saturday night. What was it? Saturday night, man? Saturday night. You know it is. You know that's what it was.
Oh, it totally is.
They own it, so why would they have
I thought it was like, hey, we want something that sounds like the Midnight Express.
Yes, but I thought it might be Midnight Express, but it's something. I thought it was WCW Saturday Night. It might be Midnight Express.
Oh, actually, like WCW Saturday Night's actual music?
Yes. I don't fucking fight it. That is the fucking FTR theme music right now. They own it. So why can't they use it?
It's so garbage.
I kind of like it because it's a throwback. Because they're supposed to be what the Tully and Arn. So it makes sense. It's supposed to make so it makes sense for them to use music.
No, I agree with you 100%. I'm just telling you that like it is garbage music.
I like it.
So, anyways, anything else?
No. Now you want me to look up.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Actually, nothing. I actually don't have to play this weekend.
I have a comic book signing on Saturday.
Where?
At Dragon's Lair in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So anybody that wants to come out, by all means, love to see you.
That's not it. I'm trying to find it now. Anyway.
Yeah, let's just call it a night. How about that?
Because I gotta figure it
out. Folks, tonight you got to see Tino actually get
I'm sorry.
Visibly mad at me.
Sorry about that, y'all.
At the same time, I may have asked for some of it. So I'm accepting some of the blame.
Okay. Even Michael said. What did he say? You did say 30 years.
I just say 30 years, yeah. At the same time, I love seeing Tino actually get that adamant about this stuff. No, I do, dude. I told you.
I don't like yelling. I don't like cussing at you.
But I wanted you to actually really go into the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
I wore myself out. Fuck, you made me that mad. I lost my steam. I lost steam. Whew.
All right. Well, like, how do you feel about them?
You already know how I feel about them.
No, you tell them how you feel about them.
They've been in this show, but I was kind of saying they're just. I don't want to get us canceled. You already got us once
canceled.
You already got us once.
We're a black guy and a white guy. We're not getting canceled over what we're talking about.
You already got us a cease and desist letter coming.
What are you talking about?
Remember earlier? What were you talking about? They're going to send us a letter. Tell us to stop.
Yeah, we're not going to get any letters.
I just think that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are full of themselves, and they think way too much of them fucking selves, and they think that they're bigger than the business, and they're not bigger than the business. They use their status as EVPs to keep themselves on top while keeping their foot on other people and not letting other people move up, and that's the company's going to go stale. If they're champions all the fucking time. I'm surprised Omega hadn't gone after the fucking title again.
Well, I want to just go ahead and curveball a little bit on that and say that I felt while they even were the trios champions that they were still putting their voices out there about the tag team championships.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And that's why when you kept saying to me, Rob, you're an asshole for saying that they're hijacking this, and this. I was saying that they were hijacking it, not necessarily so that FTR could win those tag team titles, because I believe that FTR is...
No, you were like the Ass Boys sitting one out, and the reason why I was trying to explain to you that it makes sense storyline-wise.
Agreed. At the same time, Ass Boys never should have won those titles. Like, FTR should have beaten the Acclaimed, because you're talking about two super hot tag teams.
But they had to close up that storyline loop with the Ass Boys.
And yet, I don't think they closed it out correctly. I think that, and between you and me and our viewers, I think that they closed it out.
Well, it's not closed yet until they come and win those belts. That's when they close it out.
But you know what I mean. I think that what they did was what the Young Bucks did. Was they sat there and kind of cooled off the tag team division with the championships leading into this. And I've been saying it all along. And that way, when FTR finally wins, FTR doesn't look as good as they did. Now, FTR is going to look great to us, but when it comes to ratings, I think that the ratings are going to be lower. And I think that that's going to be where all of a sudden you're going to have Matt and Nick Jackson going, "Hey, Tony, psst, 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 psst. Hey, ratings on the tag team championships aren't as good as they were, but hey, great job putting them on FTR. But now we're baby faces because we're with Hangman." And if you look, the whole Hangman thing is meant to make the Elite suddenly baby faces.
Oh, that's definitely. That's why I said they're right on his fucking coattails.
And you think it's going to hurt Hangman more than it's going to help everybody else. So with that, folks,
because they're going to use him up. They're going to use him. They're going to ride his coattails to get fucking.
They're going to wear him out.
And then when he's, damn.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
When
Good night.
when they're done with him and they've used him up and they have no use for him anymore, they're going to toss his ass to the side.
You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, it's because he's that goddamn good.
Yeah.
He really is that goddamn good. Like, he's been world champion. And yet, people look at it and they're like, was he? Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so Tino.
You can catch me on the Twitter, WhoFan91. I am. Good night.
No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
On Instagram, Tino. You catch me.
You catch me tonight.
Good night.
I'm out.
Instagram on Tino. You can catch us on the Twitter, Potsy and Tino. Facebook is the Potsy and Tino Show. You kept fucking playing the music, so go ahead, give them your handles.
Dust in my glory.
Dust in my glory.
By the way,
Dust in my glory.
Hold on. Dust in my glory, still one of the best tag team names ever.
All right, give me your handles.
Rob Potsy Pacha. Rob Potsy Pachak. Rob Pachak on Instagram. Rob Potsy Pachak on TikTok. Pachak on Twitter. I think that's it. Oh, shit. No, I don't know.
You catch us each and every week right here.
Yes, absolutely.
On the Pots and Pans. I'm trying to see what he says. On the Pots and Pans
On the
You said
Potsy
Owen.
pass. What's he say?
Tino got the Oscar. What did you say? Tino got the Oscar?
Tino got the Oscar playoff
Yeah,
song.
I'm sitting there talking to you, start playing the music. Anyway. Did you tell me where we can find the music? This is Adam House you can find them. They don't stop letting us use it. You can find them on iTunes. You can find 99. 99. Give us a thumbs up. Like the page. Buy our shit. Get on my face.
It wasn't in your face.
See you. See you next week. I found 50 cents.